sometimes say, like, after God is artist, people laugh. Because in anything, you can believe, you can best believe, if you want to bet, anything in this world have art work into it. From clothing, food, shoes, car, streets, anything, planes, art have to sit first.
And the best job in the world is not having a job at all, just doing exactly what you need to do. And then it's a blessing if it can take care of you, sustain you.
And at that point, it doesn't become a job.
That's right, that's my point. It's not a job.
And you relieve stress that way too. It's a stressless situation. That's happiness, man.
Yeah, it's complete happiness.
That one is killer too. That baby right there.
Yeah, sure is. Now that right there is that's probably one of the baddest pieces out here. That lady, one of the baddest.
Conceptual part of it is just funky, man. Yeah. Technique and all that, you get that down. Start adding concepts and stuff that makes sense. Putting stuff together and getting other people to feel it. That's what it's all about.
People like that, but the part that's really in his ideas, by dropping his 9 to 5, by dropping all those other things that have us locked up on a day-to-day basis. We do 10 hours a day. That's getting to work, at work, and then coming home. And then 12 hours because we sit there and talk to our wives and friends about work. So you swallow up a whole lot of time with things like that. Now imagine all that's gone, and you have time to do exactly what you feel you need to do. That's deep. And one thing he mentioned that was really good is that he had to step out on faith. That's hard for us to do.
Yeah, especially when he said, yeah, you people used to that 2-week paycheck. And I thought about me, I was like,
Yeah, we all victims of it, man.
Yeah. You want that, like you said, that certain level of certainty in your life where you have something that's consistent and you know that the next day I get up, go to my same job,
right?
They're going to pay me to be there.
Yeah. It's a comfort zone, and we all feel uncomfortable getting out of that zone. But at some point, if you want to do yourself any justice, you do have to go after your dream. At some point, whether you're 20, 50, or 80 years old, you do have to go.
Like you said, that greater purpose.
Yeah.
That calls you, seek that out and follow it. Yeah.
Not unless your 9 to 5 is your dream. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now, there's some people who are doing exactly what they want to do. You know, and they feel good about what they're doing.
Yeah, because I believe colors. Beginning was a word, like in the Bible. You know, at the beginning was words, but I believe it was colors. Over here, there's a great artist that I really admire his work. Is Goku. Here, add to my what people keep saying, JoJo's signature, the black line. You see this black line around the collars? People keep saying, JoJo, that's your signature. Yeah, I just get inspired by Goku pieces, and I created and add my flow onto it.
Yeah, JoJo and I talked about that earlier, the pros and cons of working in like oil. You know, oil's a little more expensive, takes longer to dry. You know, it's a whole lot of ins and outs of oil.
Dance with my lover.
Nice. What are the people behind the scenes? What are they doing?
Yeah, actually, the people who's dancing are the same people who's watching.
Oh.
Over here's the female, over here's the male, they're the female. And they're blind and together. So at the beginning of the dance, anybody is color. When they're blind, when they dance, you cannot tell what's going on. They become one. And the vibrance just make them, blind to different colors. You can tell.
That's hot. Now that he told me about this piece, I'm intrigued by this, man. I really am.
I'm looking at it saying, so fun.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I thought. When he was on Missouri, I always drove by and saw him out there. I was telling my wife, you need to stop, you need to stop, you need to stop. And then when I drove by and he had moved, I was like,
damn. I know, you missed out, right? You felt like you missed out.
and luckily, her mom actually lived down the street. And she said, you know that guy that used to have the paintings? I think he's up on. And so when I drove through, I was like, I'm stopping this time.
I know that's right. Got him this time.
No, I look at that. 20 years from now.
But I'm going to Africa on the carrier. I'm traveling back.
It's a.
I'm real interested in that dance picture.
But normally when somebody work, I have to stop painting. But when you paint, just like fever, man. You don't want to stop it. When I paint, I don't want to stop.
Right.
When people want me to answer questions, when I start answering questions, I'm go because I realize he need to be educated on this. He don't know none.
Right.
This is canvas. This is acrylic. To see the back, how we stretch it, things like that. I forget that I have something on the easel. I'll go back there.
Yeah, you got to be businessman and an artist.
Yeah, you
gotta be
see?
both. Yeah. What's the name of that one?
The name of this piece, I was trying to bring the bridge. I call it the bridge, actually. The bridge of music.
Nice.
I try to bring an approach between modern music and tribal music with some kind of modern instrument and African very conservative instrument, and that's why you see.
So what that particular album in the middle?
Yeah. Particularly, no, there was no particular. I just have it. I found it, and it's Karen Cameron.
Can we take it off and play it? No.
Yeah. You have to put the whole canvas on the. Yeah, I like that.
And that one over there?
That's JoJo self-portrait.
Nice.
That's me,
Nice.
Mr. Man.
Like that. Sweet.
Little fingers on the left. Very nice.
I think you got some customers. Well, she got advertising, right?
JoJo is actually busy. I really love this. And you know what's doing it for me is the texture. An additional holiday art showing that we have set up. We want to see if we can get JoJo to put in 2, 3, 4 pieces, as many pieces as he wants. We just had one about 2 weeks ago. It went well. But we need a little more participation. So we got JoJo coming on. He's going to put together, he's going to add on to what we already have. Already a spectacular show. It's getting ready to be a step better. And that's why a lot of times you can't get caught up into the numbers when you're having a show. You can't get caught into the fact that, if you plan for 200 people to come and you only get 50, it's not about the numbers, it's about the quality of people. In terms of sales anyway. You want good folk around you. You want good folk to own your work. So that's what it's about. Quality over quantity.
Good.
Yeah, that's real nice.
I'm gonna work on this one tonight. That's a nice piece right here.
In the district. You had a couple of shows there. We in good with the guy who owns the place. And we have a huge, long wall that's about maybe 10 feet tall.
I'm going to say 12 by 50 feet. 12 feet tall, 50 feet long.
So we can get I think the most, we can get at least 50 pieces on it if we wanted to.
Depending on the size.
So you want to tell them about the December show?
Yeah, well, we're having a show in December. This will probably be 2 weeks before Christmas. And actually, it's a continuation of a show that's already up. But we have full autonomy to take down or put up whatever we want. But
So we're like the curators for the most part.
but we want to make some space and get you in there. It'll be a real nice spot, man. I mean, not that you need it. We know that you don't need it. But we just thought it'd be real nice.
If I want to be part of the group, we have to be wherever together at the same time.
Yeah, no doubt.
So that's on we still got to confirm a date. We're shooting for the 19th. And it's just a matter, I guess, figuring out how many pieces did you want to enter into the space.
19, right?
One of the long, because we plan to rearrange the whole show again in February. So anywhere from now up until February, or if you need them down by the middle of January, that's cool too. You know, the person who owns the place, if pieces sell there, they get 30%. And that's about it. And when we put together the show, it's usually on a Saturday, required by the owner, and usually start from about 7 and ends at 10. From 7 to 10.
The reception.
No, the reception, right. Like we just had one 3 weeks ago, and it went pretty well. Numbers weren't high, but the quality of people were very good. So when we wanted to do it one more time before the year was out.
I look at it, my mind will say, what was going through JoJo's mind?
Exactly.
And as I move around, you painted that, but it's totally different from that. So you, whatever was going on that day is what JoJo's thinking. Whatever was going on that day, whatever was going on that day. So it's not like you were, like you were saying, you're kind of pigeonholed to, I know if I make that, people will come.
Yeah.
A different person would still come.
Exactly.
And a different person would still come. It's just fascinating.
Listen, I'm who I am. And the value is human beings make values of things. You know, I myself, some galleries sell my art in Florida, in the Grove, and for thousands of dollars. But is that what my art worth?
Right.
Not worth even the earth. It might even worth $1, maybe even nothing. I might just finish painting and give them away.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so the human beings make value of gold, diamond, and stock market, and properties values, and things like that. This is all speculation. And you have to go through all of these things that are already preconcepts and realize if you fit into this.
Right.
The journey is like, when you travel, that's where you learn the truth. And I've been I travel a lot. Continent. In Africa, all over. I've been in New York a couple of times. I did a show in Jersey.
What did you think about it?
Oh, it's a great place. It's a great place, cosmopolitan place. But personally, I cannot live in New York or be there in New York to create. You know, it's too busy. And let me put it this way. I don't want art to be a target. I don't want to use my brushes to target big wallet. I want it to be a true art. You know what I mean? The true art, then when they come to big wallet, they realize they're getting something valuable, something that's worth, you know? Because I have some techniques in here. If I just repeat doing that, I know. But I know people buy, because when I finish those kind of techniques, people just boom, you know? But I'm not screwing my own brain, because when you look in this studio, you might think, how many artists in here, you know what I mean? But it's JoJo. Mostly, 99%. I have a few pieces of the artists I'm trying to put out there. But the thing is, if you leave your brain express on its own, you're going to realize how rich you are, man. I mean, you'll believe, like, I did this, I did this too. Oh, I can do that. Because you don't put yourself square into just one techniques, and you like, because I make money out of this, let me just keep doing it. Because
that's not what you want to do for yourself.
No. If you're a true artist, I believe that's how true artist flows. You know what I mean? Because Picasso never knew he's supposed to be that famous, or Van Gogh, or Monet, or Kandinsky, or whoever. You know, new generation make them famous, like they did with Bearden. They took Bearden out of a generation ago and make him famous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Chrissy Auction, whoever administrator of Auction, Chrissy can walk in my studio today, and tomorrow nobody can afford my painting. That's how it works. So anything in here is JoJo, except the fact that JoJo was in the middle of the jungle in Africa over here. Then JoJo was right in Venice in Italy when he was doing this. But then JoJo traveled all the way down in the United States, and JoJo kind of flowed with this when JoJo was down in Atlanta, something like that. Because it's just like when you have your closet. You have 100 clothes, right? And every morning you have different mood. When you walk in, let me just be in a brown man today.
Yeah, no doubt. Right.
Brown hat, brown shirt, whatever, flow in a brown flow. You see, so if an artist can just be in a one color skin flow, I question myself, you know, way. Yeah, the way to dress, the way to do something, anything in life is the way to cook, the way to talk. It's art. Some people know how to talk better than others. You know, all this is art. So if you're able to flow in that changing flow and motion every day, how come an artist cannot be able to do that? I had inspiration. I was flew on Miami. I was right in Miami. You see this hot city, pink, yellow, red. Miami is so colorful. And you know, from the plane, you see Miami. It's just like, if you blinded, it just look like this. It's the landscape. You know, through the plane, I saw Miami. I'll be like, wow.